General Hospital's tumultuous week, secrets, labor, and lies set Port Charles ablaze as the summer heat bears down on Port Charles. The week of June 9 through 13 promises to bring a storm of secrets, reckonings, and emotional upheaval that will alter the lives of several core families forever. What begins as cautious optimism for new beginnings quickly unravels into a tangled web of betrayal, fragile hope, and dangerous alliances. For Nina Reeves, the threat of losing her daughter becomes all too real. For Sasha Corbin, a life-or-death delivery brings old grief to the surface. And for Carly Spencer, love, loyalty, and truth collide with devastating consequences. In the aftermath of intense courtroom drama surrounding Sasha Corbin's unexpected pregnancy, the question of paternity becomes more than a legal footnote, it ignites a firestorm. Jason Morgan, long considered a stoic figure of moral certainty, finds himself in the crosshairs. In a desperate attempt to shield Sasha from further scrutiny, Jason allowed himself to be named as the father of her unborn child. What was intended as a protective gesture now stands as a ticking time bomb, especially for Carly, who feels blindsided by the revelation. Carly has always believed in transparency between herself and Jason, especially after all they've survived together. The discovery that he concealed this from her cuts deeply. Though part of her admires his loyalty to Sasha, another part cannot shake the sting of betrayal. The emotional fallout begins to take root, even as Sasha's own crisis eclipses everything else. As Sasha unexpectedly goes into labor, memories of her late son Liam resurface with cruel intensity. The trauma of losing her first child haunts her every breath, and the fear of history repeating itself nearly paralyzes her. Michael Corinthos, still tethered to Sasha by lingering affection and shared pain, becomes her anchor. Their bond deepens in the maternity ward, with each passing moment binding them tighter, first out of necessity, then out of something harder to define. Amid the chaos, Willow Corinthos remains a steady, nurturing force. Her presence offers Sasha a sense of calm and reassurance, subtly redefining the boundaries of their complicated relationships. If the baby survives, the road ahead could be one of reconciliation and unexpected family for Sasha and Michael. But just as hope begins to glimmer, another truth detonates. Carly, armed with mounting evidence, publicly exposes Nina Reeves as the orchestrator behind Drew Cain's drugging. This revelation does more than embarrass Nina, it threatens to obliterate her tenuous progress with Willow. Nina's entire mission over the past year has been to earn her daughter's forgiveness, slowly stitching together a relationship from broken remnants. Now, with one accusation, it all risks coming undone. As Drew, Rick Lansing, and Carly close in with a unified front, Nina finds herself cornered. The more she tries to defend herself, the more her credibility fractures. Carly has played this game too long and too well to leave anything to chance. In her hands is the power to destroy not only Nina's future with Willow but her fragile hold on any semblance of dignity. Desperation breeds deception, and Drew, despite his moral compass, finds himself bending the rules. With the assistance of Portia Robinson and an enigmatic figure named Jacinda, Drew orchestrates a complex misdirection campaign, pinning the blame for Nina's actions on Tracy Quartermaine. It's a risky maneuver that could backfire spectacularly. Curtis Ashford, always perceptive and now operating from a place of vengeance and pragmatism, is not fooled. He sets his sights on uncovering Jacinda's true motives and leveraging her to neutralize Drew once and for all. The battle lines are drawn, but the alliances are anything but predictable. Meanwhile, Carly's romantic life begins to stir once more. After months of pushing her personal happiness aside for family crises, she finally carves out time for Jack Brennan, a man with a dark past and increasingly complicated present. A mysterious package arrives for Brennan, suggesting his ties to clandestine affairs remain active. Carly, always intuitive, senses there's more beneath the surface. She wants to believe in a fresh start, but experience has taught her to trust her instincts, especially when those instincts whisper danger. Elsewhere, Marco Rios finds himself burdened by uncertainty. In a candid conversation with Lucas Jones, Marco voices his growing concern over the inner workings at his office. While he lacks concrete proof, his intuition suggests that Alexis Davis is teetering on the edge of a professional, and possibly personal, meltdown. The legal world has not been kind to Alexis lately, and with new pressures mounting, it's possible she's keeping secrets of her own. And then there's Jocelyn, Jax and Vaughn, whose growing romance is forged in the crucible of their work for the WSB. Together, they've survived high-risk operations and ethical gray zones, but the next mission could splinter their bond irrevocably. Vaughn, under silent orders from Brennan, has been tasked with neutralizing Anna Devane, without her knowledge or consent. Though he swore he'd handle it alone, Jocelyn, sharp and tenacious, senses something is off. Her curiosity may soon become her undoing. Should she act on her suspicions, she risks not only Vaughn's wrath but exposure as a rogue operative. The lines between love, loyalty, and espionage blur, threatening to consume her entirely. Complicating matters, Anna and Jason have joined forces to investigate Professor Hank Dalton, whose experiments may have implications far more dangerous than previously believed. Their covert pursuit places them directly in the path of Vaughn's hidden agenda. If Jocelyn crosses the wrong wire at the wrong moment, she may find herself facing consequences that even Carly cannot shield her from. The week barrels forward with no reprieve in sight. Relationships once thought unshakable fracture under the weight of lies. New alliances form out of necessity, not trust. And the fate of a newborn child becomes the emotional epicenter for a town already reeling from scandal. Port Charles has always been a town built on secrets, but rarely have so many been exposed at once. As Friday approaches, the fallout from these revelations will leave no one untouched. Nina may lose Willow for good. Carly could destroy her oldest friendship. Sasha might gain a child but lose the illusion of safety. And Jocelyn's next move might decide whether she becomes a hero or a traitor. One thing is certain, in Port Charles, the truth never stays buried for long. And when it does surface, it rarely comes without casualties.